Welcome back everybody to Blackacre Ranch. So we are now 2 weeks past our last video. Last week was 4th of July and we decided to go ahead and do some fireworks instead of filming. We just had some miscellaneous jobs around for the pigs and forgot the key to the tractor, so we couldn't do any mowing anyway. So it's now the next week and we are starting here, and the things that we've got going on are we picked up our 5,000 gallon water tank. We're getting ourselves some delivery of hay, and we're going to be picking up a bunch of feed. That's right. And whatever else we can do. We might be looking at that well and also moving our big water tank. Anyway, the old school well water tank. It's this guy. Anyway, this is the tank. It is 5,000 gallons. It's about 8.5 feet in diameter, and it's about 12.5 feet tall. So right now we are going to put it on this concrete slab that I'm standing on. And I know you're probably going to get sick as I swivel around all the time. But here's the pavilion, and then here's the pastures. And so right here, that's the concrete slab. So we are officially next to the piggies, but it is 17 feet wide and maybe 25 feet long. If we keep our current size containers, I think we can fit 6 of them. That means we can put 30,000 gallons, which is good because we also have a spot right in front of both of these guys, which is right down here. And I think this is where I might put the pressure tank from the well that we have sitting across the way. So that pressure tank is huge. Hopefully we can get you some video either this week or next week, but it's big. So I've got to actually start working pretty quick here. I would like to get this tank off the trailer, but I have the hay lady, the chickie, she's going to come by and she's going to drop off the hay. And I bought a bunch of pallet forks, whatever. I bought a set of pallet forks for the tractor. They are, there's nothing light that goes on a tractor. So we got to get that on the front of the tractor so that way she can, actually I don't need that. I need that to get the thing off. I need to get the hay bale spear. That's what I need on the front of the tractor. So when she gets that here, she's going to drive the tractor because it's going to take me hours probably to unload 10 bales. But we're going to get 10 bales of hay and we're going to start getting to it because she's going to be here in about 20 minutes. We officially have all of the hay unloaded. This is our 10 bales. They're not very big. They're only like 4 by 5.5, something like that. They're only about 5.5 tall. They're not as huge as I thought they would be. I'm guessing they probably weigh about 800-900 pounds. They're kind of on the smaller side, but I could be wrong. So some things that we learned is that we don't know how to work jack on a Deere tractor. So I'm going to break in here. We're editing right now and I'm going through this, and I have in the video made a small rant about actually going through with this tractor and taking off the mower, the disconnects, the implement, meaning the front bucket, and trying to put on the bale spears. There was a number of issues it just seemed to have, just partly because I'm a rookie, yes, but what made it almost worse was we had the lady there who was going to go ahead and deliver the hay. I have the fence guy there who is doing the fence, and both of them have experience using tractors all the time. And I'm trying to get the mower off and I cannot get the disconnects off. Neither one of them could get the disconnect off. I had to call the store. I tried putting the jack in it and working different implements, and it just didn't go right. Now, I know I'm going to get used to this in the long run, but instead of showing you all the different things, I just wanted to make mention, look, if you buy a tractor, my frustrating part was I told these guys from day one, I have no experience, zero. You give me a car, I'm fine. Give me a tractor, I don't know anything. And they kind of pretty much just said, well, here's your keys, we'll walk you around, here's how you mow, blah, 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 point, point, point. He couldn't even tell me how to check the hydraulic fluid. I still don't even know yet. I have to go look it up. The guy 2 weeks ago who dropped it off. But there needs to be a class, like ask for a class. I made it very clear to these guys I have no idea what I'm doing with any of this, from buying the implements to which implements are good and whatnot. they need to sit down with you for an hour and take on, take off, take on, take off, all of these things so you can get an idea of what's going on. Because when you're sitting here and you got a time to, you need to start using it, it's not the time to have that moment of like, well, I don't know how this is, why is it not working? So I'm just going to say that, I'm going to leave it, I'm going to get right back to this video, but I just wanted to say, instead of going through it all, you need to get familiar with it, but these people who sell these tractors had better start stepping up a little bit when they know a guy's new and just tell them how to go through. Because 2 people were there who had experience with tractors and they could not help much. And that was frustrating. So anyway, back to regularly scheduled programming. At this point, we've taken off the bale spear. And our goal right now is to put the bucket back on so we can go over to the tank. And so I'm trying to align myself with it. You know, I know I just got done with that rant, but one of the things here is you cannot see. You cannot see. And I know this is a disconnect that's all quick, and it's great if you can align yourself right. So I'm trying to scoot up here, but you literally can't see anything. And so I can bump it, I can do stuff, but that's about it. So as I'm trying to go around here, my thoughts are, look, I've got the center hood, and I think what I'm going to do is maybe just paint a line on the back of this bucket, and even some of these implements that matches with the center of the hood. So that way I can tell if I'm too far to the right, too far to the left. And I got to figure out some way to tell if I'm down far enough, the pitch. It does have a rod on the inner right side of the arm for the loader that's supposed to, quote, help you understand when you're level for the tilt on the bucket. But there's no indicator anywhere on it, so I'm going to have to do that. Find a way to mark that. But Nathan had to come over and help pull the pin, help me get aligned, and then we were able to actually successfully do this. And because I wanted to make sure that we actually had it in, I thought I'd raise it and then, you know, dump the bucket and just hopefully it stay on. You know, that's the overall goal. But I think that worked out pretty well. And anyway, we took it, we went on down. So at this tank, you know, this is a pretty big tank, and our first idea was, hey, I've got these hooks, let's go ahead and strap these straps on it. And the tank at the top has 4 connection points, these little tabs with a hole in them, and we thought, well, let's put one on each side and align it to the bucket and just put it on the hooks. And so we'll just ratchet that in there, and I'm just going to get on the tractor here and back up. What I'm hoping is going to happen is we just pull it back and it's no big deal and it keeps going. Now, you know, we're showing this to you just to show the stupidity and just the thought process of the day of why this didn't work. I thought I could maybe just lift up the front end, but you know, we have a lot of slack there and it's only lifting so much, and now I got to get the bottom to drop out. But this is all a number of processes that we're going through here, and Nathan's telling me, hey, just a little bit more, just a little bit more, and of course this is what happens. We break one of the straps. They're admittedly really old, but it was a nice strap. So we broke a strap, so it's kind of stuck there, and then the remaining strap is actually stuck on the bucket, if you can kind of tell. I've dragged it to its position, but Nathan right now is recognizing I can't lower my bucket because the strap is underneath, because I'm not exactly lined up. It's underneath the bucket. So he's trying to pull it, he's trying to do different things. And now he's like, well, let me just go ahead and actually untie it. Well, I had to leave this in there just because it's fun to watch my brother jump. So, not that I think that's actually doing anything because it's ratcheted down, to be honest with you. But anyway, here he's trying to pull it off, and eventually we do succeed, but once we get that, then I can actually lower the bucket. So now that it's off, Nathan's going to roll it onto the slab, and the tank actually weighs, I think they said, 885 pounds. So that's actually quite a bit of weight. But here's our first attempt. What we tried here was just to put the straps that are on the top there and put it on the bucket and see if we could lift it up. And I think here we quickly realized, yeah, that ain't happening. You know, I think what round 2 is going to be here is that we're going to go underneath and try and lift up the bucket. So what we thought was, well, instead of using the bucket, it'd probably be better to actually have the forks. So Nathan and I are unloading the forks from the trailer. We thought this will be a lot better, and actually it really was. They're going to allow us to get in further underneath the tank, and then as we lift it up, it should actually be able to tip it forward and get a better angle at it. So this is what we should have started with from the beginning. Here's our first attempt, and I'm hoping I can just lift and lift. Nathan sees I can't, and I tell him to get out of there. And what happened was the front forks lifted up beyond the sidewall, and so the tank started falling. And I had to get him out of there real quick, and that didn't work. So round two's happening again. Now Nathan is to the left of the screen. You'll see this board at the bottom on the concrete area that's kind of angled. He's pushing the bottom because as we move this, it slides. And so he's trying to keep the bottom from moving, and then this time I pushed forward at the same time of lifting, and it worked. We were all very happy. Now this is a still frame picture just to give some perspective. Nathan and I are like 6'3", and that is how tall. It's a horrible picture, I apologize, but the thing is 12.5 feet tall, and it didn't sink into me just how tall 12.5 feet is, but that's actually pretty tall. We had bucket issues, we broke a strap. I actually have the red strap on top of it still when we tied it that we forgot to cut off. So it's gonna stay there. Miraculously enough, the outlets for the pipe are actually facing the right direction. It's outward. We're still gonna move it. I'm not gonna do it today, but we are gonna move it. Now it's amazing how much junk you can get in with a tractor and what kind of stupid stuff you can really do when you have a tractor. Right now we're gonna get the piggies taken care of, so I'm gonna swing the truck back around, start undoing the water, get some of those bins. We have those black metal bins, and they're to hold piggy food. So we're gonna unload the water, take the trailer down an hour away to go get a bulk feed for pig food, and pick up some lunch on the way. I'm like lightheaded, man. I am beat, never had breakfast. So anyway, I'm gonna pick up some lunch because mine fell out of the truck. And I wasn't gonna scrape it off the ground. Anyway, everything got hot, so I'm cooling both ends in the water. All right, so good news though. The piggy waters are only a half each. Half full, half empty, you pick, but they're a half. Looks like the leak prevention stuff that Charlotte did is doing some good. The black one's not leaking enough for it to cause a problem. So this one's actually over a half, that one's about a half. So it's looking pretty good. We had a rainstorm. It came through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It got pretty stormy. We lost the center section. I don't know if you can see it, but we lost the center section of the tarp. So Nathan and I are going to have to find some way to tie that up and see if we have any, I don't know, pull rope out of our rear. I don't know, find something and see if we can tie something in it just to kind of get it back up again. But otherwise, it's just filling water and food. Nathan checked out the food and said that most everything in the back was gone, but just we had the bottom still had food in it, so we're good there. That was 2.5, 3 bags. So that means they're eating about 150 pounds of food a week. And that's even being on pasture. These are the black cans I was telling you about. We have 8 of these. We have 5 back here, then we have 2 in the cab. We have 6, sorry. 6 back here and 2 in the cab. And that's what we're gonna put our feed in. I think we're gonna get, they said bulk feed, I don't know if it's 1,000 or if it's 1,500 pounds. Somewhere around in there, whatever the sacks come in, that's what we're just gonna do. And Charlotte and I are hoping that maybe 5 bags fit per this, so maybe 250 pounds per bin. I don't know if that's right. We're gonna find out. Hopefully we don't have a ton left over. All right, we're getting our feed. This is our little bag, so we're getting a 2,000 pound bag of bulk feed. It's a chubby girl. See this sucker? That's a big girl. So he's only going to be able to get so far into the middle, but this is it. 2,000 pounds. Actually, I'll get the official weight, but it's spitballed right around there. That works good to me.
Favor this side of it.
Alright, so we tried strapping this down with some of our little tie downs. Not everybody, she said, ties them down, but she said going where we're going, we've got about 60 miles. She said she'd tie them down. So, Livestock Nutrition Center. This is Maxi Gain, I believe is what it's called. Cheapest price I can get here at this mill. Instead of buying it from Tractor Supply and other things in 50-pound bags, we're trying this. We're going to see if we can actually save a little money on the feed. So we got a big amount of bulk feed. We're going to see if this works for us and if the pigs like it. I'm assuming that they would, but you never know with pigs. But I imagine they would. So I've already busted one strap on that tank, so I'm kind of wondering if this sucker is going to work. But I don't know. We'll see how this goes. All right, wish us luck. Got the bag suspended. Let's go see if we can put it on a pallet. I'm gonna need 2 hands for this, sorry. All right, we got a pallet, and we're gonna go down. Not experienced enough to really do this one-handed, guys, but it's good. It's getting late. It took way too long to go get this pig feed. I swear it took almost 4 hours. I don't know why it took so long, but whatever. We got it back. We're not going to spend time putting it in the barrels today. It's just getting too late. It's after 6. The pigs are up and about, so we're going to give them their feed. We're going to get that filled up. So this is our Maxi Gain, actually. It's, I don't know, it's got all sorts of junk in it. I'm sure the pigs might like it, but I was expecting just an actual pellet. It's a mix of stuff. I don't know what it is, but gosh, it'd be nice to get some spec sheet on this, see what the feed is. But anyway, it's some Maxi Gain. This is the paper that comes with it. 2,006 pounds. There it is. There it is. Crude protein, crude fat, undeterminable. Wow. Anyway, I might check that out. All right, pig feed it is. All right, Nathan, here's the feed. I haven't seen him this close for like a couple weeks, actually. They're getting uber chunky. Wow, that guy's got a big butt. There's one, Nathan. These are not as heavy as I thought they would be, which means I think we're grossly underestimating our cans. Hi, Piggy. Hi, Piggy. You're so cute.
Hey, Jeff, while you're there, feed him your sandwich.
Oh, yeah. All right, where's my sandwich? I wonder if they like tuna fish. It's actually probably going to be a pretty good sandwich. Piggy, 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 Piggy. You guys want some food? Okay, put it down on the ground for him. It's a tuna fish sandwich. Where'd it go? Is it gone already?
No, they got one piece of bread over there. No, over there, look. Over there. Over there.
They're like, what is this in my mouth? You know, honestly, it's hard for me to tell you which one is the small one anymore. Like, really, it is. I think it's the one in the middle, or that one. But wow. All right, let me go get that food for you. All right, so what we're doing is we're just scooping it back in here from a shovel. So I'm not going to do this one-handed, dudes. All right, you guys get the concept. There to there. All right. This is a shot of the repaired tarp. Nathan came up with the idea to use one of the pieces from the broken strap to sew it all back together. It hadn't torn, so he kind of just sewed it back through the loops and tied it into a knot. Hopefully that'll work, but these zip ties, we were told in one of the comments from a friend of ours that they probably won't hold up, and they're not. So piece by piece, we're just putting it all back together as it breaks. But anyway, you know, we appreciate you guys watching along. We have struggles, you know, this whole ranching thing and all these new things that we're experiencing are pretty difficult. Sometimes they're frustrating. Apparently even frustrating to other people too who have experience with tractors mainly. But you know, it's a learning curve. We'll figure it out. We'll get through it. But we'll leave it here. Go ahead and like and subscribe. We'll catch you next week and go from there. Thanks.